It has been way too long since we have done a proper Q&A. I think it's been a year. And now there's at least 15,000 more of you guys here on YouTube following us. It's crazy. Speaking of you guys, we never, ever say thank you. So from the both of us, thank you for following along. We appreciate each and every one of you watching these videos. But today, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, we put a call out to everybody on social media to ask us your questions. You really came through. And if you didn't get your question through, make sure that you are actually following us because it's the best way to connect with us in the moment. But as we said, a lot of people send us questions. So I think this is going to be a really long video.
It's going to be a long one.
But it's a great way to get to know us better.
I think so. We hope that you guys get to, from this video and the last video, you get to know us a little bit better, but buckle up, it's gonna be long.
All right, so we're gonna read out your questions and we'll tag you just on the screen and mention where your question came from.
And we'll put a link, if we can, to your account in the description because we appreciate all these questions.
Yes. So first question was from YouTube, a very serious question first. Okay, serious business here. Please fill me in on your secret to both of you always having amazing sunglasses. I can't ever find a good polarized pair unless they cost a lot of money, and then I'm destined to lose or break them in roughly 24 hours.
We've done that as well. So you guys know we like our sunglasses. You're probably used to. We just have a couple pairs that we wear. But today, Glasses USA has sent us some new sunglasses, so we're very excited about this.
So if you're wondering a little bit about Glasses USA, they basically just cut out the middleman so you can get up to 70% off your prescription glasses, and they have loads to choose from. I think there's over 4,000 different pairs on their website, from in-house brands to premium brands, but let's get right into it. You've got a pair on now. Those ones are called what?
Notting Hill. What do you guys think? I've never had round glasses in a very long time. And the cool thing is, well, sometimes we share.
Yeah, so something that's maybe a little bit deceiving is that we try to get pairs that we can both wear, and then it kind of throws you off a little bit when you switch it up. Do they look good on me?
They do look really good. I mean, I think you can get, who do they look better on? I'm very curious. Now these ones, I think Anna's gonna wear them more. Do we have the name of these?
These are Persol, and that's a premium brand.
Right, so they're very nice. Now what's really cool is when you're on their website, you can actually upload a photo of yourself and use their virtual mirror and see what all the different glasses look like on you. So
it's so fun. So you basically just take a selfie, you upload it to the website, and then it tries it on for you, basically. Yeah. It's so much fun. I could spend hours and hours on there, but how do these look on you guys? Again, these are Persol.
I think they look better on you, but here's what's also really neat about the website is they have prescription glasses. So if you're wondering, you can get sunglasses with prescription as well. Now, these ones are called...
These are a Toto Professor.
A Toto Professor. Now I have my contacts in right now, so whew. It's it's making things a little blurry. But what do you guys think? I feel like a professor or Steve Jobs
you look
or
very sophisticated. I like
John
them.
Lennon or like Harry Potter or something.
Harry Potter.
Like that. They're Harry Potter glasses, but I like them. I don't know. I'm digging the round glasses.
These ones are also round. They're very different. These are what I got. They're Muse M round.
I think those ones suit.
I like them. I like them. They match my hair, kind of. Yeah. Fun.
Yeah, so make sure, guys, if you get a chance to, we have a link for them, right?
Yeah, we have actually a special promotion for you. It's all down in the description. We're also going to link all the glasses down there as well if you're interested in those. So yeah, just head down to the description. All the info is down there. All right, on to the next question. It came from Instagram. What inspired you to travel and start vlogging?
I think in general, when you have full-time jobs, we used to have full-time jobs, and then we would take a vacation. Of course, you when you're on vacation, you're like, how do I do this all the time?
Yeah. And we started pushing it further and further. So I would start taking, I think you quit your job first. I started taking unpaid leaves from work, and we tried to take longer and longer vacations.
Vacations. I'm glad you put that in air quotes because we don't take vacations, but we will get into that. So I think in general, we didn't want to be at a desk. I mean, we had desk jobs in our previous lives, I guess, and we were just kind of fed up with being behind a desk all the time, specifically from a set amount of hours, from 9 to 5. So that was good motivation to do it. And not only that, we just really loved after every trip, we really liked discovering the world. So that was probably the biggest.
Yeah, it became a bit of an addiction, basically.
Yeah.
And in terms of starting vlogging, I think it kind of started off as Instagram, maybe. We kind of said we have all these photos, let's just start putting them on Instagram.
Exactly.
And then we said, let's maybe make an name out of it, and then we just started doing all the other stuff.
Yeah, and then we realized quickly once people started seeing our Instagram photos and then our videos that people were asking questions, and then right away we just knew we wanted to help others out. So it's kind of that whole combo. We wanted to just not have a 9-to-5 job, and now one of our favorite things to do is to help others or inspire others to travel more.
Okay, so this question kind of went with the last one. How do you decide where to go next? I mean, we're inspired by so many different things, and Instagram and watching other YouTubers that we often see places. We already have places on our list. We usually have like a long list and then a short list of like places we really want to get to immediately, and then we just start kind of looking up
Flights.
Flights, and we find the cheapest thing. We usually have a period of time where we know we want to be away, and then we find the best flight, and then it kind of goes from there.
We look for the best deal, essentially. That is a really big factor. I would say like 70% of a factor into where we decide to go to next. Although we do have like a short list of places. Like there are places we know that we want to go before we go to another spot. So we kind of have that list, but then often flight deals trump it because you know that's just how it is.
And we also try to travel to places that are, since we travel so much, not too expensive. So we talked about that in our last video actually a few days ago. So we should link it up here.
All right.
Next question comes from Instagram. How did you two meet?
Whoa, we're getting personal now. So we used to work at the same company. I was going to say together, but we didn't work in the same department.
Nope.
So we met a very long time ago, in like around 2004 or 5 or something like that. And then, we met at work. I think you worked the front desk, I suppose.
Yeah, I used to walk by me every day and would stop and chat. And then
she caught my eye.
One day he asked me out.
She somehow fell for me, and there we are.
Next question, another personal one. Do you guys have siblings? If yes, do they like to travel too?
Ooh.
So we do.
Well, so yeah, we do. So I have a sister named Michelle, if you're watching. Hi, Michelle, love you.
And I have a sister named Julie, and now I have to say, I love you too.
So was the second part, do they travel too, or do they like to travel too?
Do they like to travel too? So both of our sisters both of them have 2 daughters.
Yeah.
So they're pretty busy being moms.
Very busy.
They're awesome moms, by the way. They're the best moms. So they're pretty busy. I think they both would like to travel more.
I'm sure they would.
But they have very, very busy lives.
So I imagine their trips, if they take a trip, it's probably going to be somewhere very kid or family friendly.
Yeah, I think when my sister travels, it's usually for work. So yeah.
But yeah, we have sisters.
Yes. Another one from Instagram. What does a workday look like?
Oh, okay. So a work day, you guys know we travel a lot and you hear us talk about work, but this video is probably a good one because we can talk about it a little more. Our days typically, and this is almost every day, we wake up and we run our web design business, usually in the mornings, like let's say from 9 o'clock till maybe even 1 o'clock, early afternoon. We are all in on that. And we might do a few things here and there on social media, but nothing too major. In the afternoon, we kind of shift over and we might do a little more social media work, but if we're out filming or something like that, that could be a whole day. So when we do the explore style videos, meaning like not the food videos, even though they take a long time too, we could be out for the whole day. So we kind of shift, and then usually at night, in the evening, we come back into, I might be doing a little more web design. Sometimes we'll watch TV shows and things like that as well, and we'll wind down, have music on, watch some Game of Thrones or something like that.
But morning's really like the production time.
Yeah, so that is kind of a work day. It's a lot of work, but people say when you're having fun and you're working at the same time, it just
doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't feel like work, so that's kind of how it works.
Okay, next question again from Instagram. How do you guys pack everything in a small carry-on? At some point we will actually do a full video about packing a carry-on. We have so many tiny little tips and tricks that I think it's going to take us a long time to like get them all together and make a video out of it.
Yeah, in short, we are going to do a packing video, but all of our clothing matches. I mean, this all sounds like obvious stuff, but we have a lot of neutrals and things like that.
And we try not to take big bulky things.
Definitely not. We often, you guys know, we travel to mostly warmer climates. There's been times where we have not, but warmer climates. We make sure that everything, like I said, is kind of neutral. We do have some colors that we throw in, but we just really make sure it's very minimal. Like our sneakers are white or black.
And layers.
Layers help a lot. So you might notice, like I often wear shirts open, maybe a tank top under, but then I'll wear the tank top if I'm at a beach, or I'll wear, if I go to a fancy restaurant, I'll have the shirt kind of buttoned up. So it's totally possible. We're gonna do a packing video at some point. It's clear, you guys asked for it on Instagram already. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
It will happen, promise. So next question actually relates to the last one. What luggage do you use to travel with, brand type, etc.? So I think both of us our rollers we're not really in love with. Like they're good, but they're not fantastic. We'd love to get better ones at some point, but you have a High Sierra.
Yeah, specifically I have a High Sierra bag, and they're at the top of the luggage game for sure.
Yeah.
They're a good brand. And then both of our backpacks, which we absolutely love, are Eagle Creeks.
And we love, these ones we would never ever get rid of. They are, so the backpacks we put like under the seat in front of us when we carry on. And they are called Convertibrief, I think, by Eagle Creek.
Okay.
Eagle Creek, love them.
And you have a new bag.
Yeah, my last bag broke, so.
We've had them for years. So.
Yeah, so I have a new Rip Curl bag. I really like it, but it's not 100%.
So we're still trying to figure it out, but we will show you them in our packing video when we get to it.
Yes. Somebody from Instagram said, come to Portugal. We have been actually to Portugal before.
So we will make sure to link that if you guys want to check out. So Portugal we love. So at the time we went there, we did the Algarve. Most of it, and we did Lisbon, and we did Porto
and Braga.
So we've been, if you didn't know, but they were early YouTube days and kind of cringe-worthy to watch, I'm sure, if you go back. But Portugal is a place we will be back to, no question.
Yes, absolutely. Another one, when will you come to India? Oh, man.
This is probably one of the biggest requests we get. So India is getting close. So we have this travel list we already talked about, and it's going up and up and up. India's getting there, but India isn't, it's an intimidating one to go into, but we want to do it. We just have to figure out where to go and what to do in the order we want to do it. But it's gonna happen, guys. India, we just don't know when yet.
Will you be coming to Turkey anytime soon?
Ooh, okay. So Turkey's an interesting one. That is probably close to the top of our list, and we're hoping, and we don't know right now, like everything's kind of up in the air, but later in the year, we would really love to get to Turkey.
Yeah,
and
so
maybe
tentative plan, like 85, 90%, we're gonna be there this fall, but
we'll see.
We'll see. Things can change. Someone from YouTube asked us, when will you guys come travel to Suriname?
Okay, so I wonder if most of you guys, I mean, do you know where Suriname is? So Suriname is down in South America.
But towards the north.
It's kind of in the north. So it's like, it's, what is it, east of Venezuela, but then like kind of north of Brazil, and there's a few other countries there. It's on the list, guys. I don't know when we would get there. I don't know how expensive it is to get there.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about.
You don't hear a lot about Suriname, but we know about it, and we saw a lot of photos, and we met a lot of people from there when we were in Colombia, and you guys from Suriname are like the nicest people.
Next question, again, I think this came from Instagram. How do you get money for all your trips?
Okay. So we answered, well, we talked about that a lot last year in our Q&A. So you can go back and watch that. We'll make sure to link it. But in short, without going on for too long, we do a bunch of things. So we already said we run a web design business and we work for ourselves. That gives us freedom to kind of travel when we want. And then now we have this Delightful Traveler account. And that has been kind of this side hustle kind of business as well. So that helps. Sometimes this channel and Instagram helps with, sometimes we get sponsored content. Sometimes we get to work with places.
Yeah, specifically hotels and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so that really helps.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. But we did this intentionally. So this isn't, obviously just didn't happen. We wanted to have this side business because we have the web design business where we can travel and work, but at the same time, if we can work with hotels and other things while we're, places while we're traveling, maybe we can collaborate and it will help us be on the road longer.
Next question is from Facebook. Where have you visited most often?
Oh, is this from Ben?
Ben.
Yeah,
yes.
so Ben, hello Ben. I know Ben from a long time ago. So yeah, this is, well, that's a tough one because I think of, I would say like, well, we've been to Mexico a lot and we've been to Europe a lot, but I mean, that's not a specific place.
Yeah, but I mean, regionally, because where we are in the world, we live in Halifax, like,
Canada.
been to Boston a lot because it's really close.
So the United States would probably be, you know, even though
New York.
We don't have many videos on it, but like we've probably been to the United States the most because it's so close.
Yeah.
But even though our videos, you would never think it. But second to that, I mean, London specifically, just because we seem to fly in and out of there. But as far as like destinations, we seem to go to the most, like with the intent of like we're going to, you know, we want to go travel to a place and sort of vacation, take it easy. Mexico's definitely one. I'd say Mexico.
Next question.
Yes.
This comes from YouTube. Because I'm a very small travel channel that is trying to grow, I would love to hear how you guys were able to grow to where you are now. Was it a slow, steady grind, or did you hit a point where you started gaining exponentially.
Wow.
It starts off really, 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 really slow. I
Yeah.
remember hitting like first 100 subscribers and being so excited.
YouTube is, out of all of the social media platforms, it is by far the hardest one. So if you're starting up a channel, just keep that in mind. It's a grind. So like, we didn't have overnight success. I don't know if we consider ourselves, we consider ourselves YouTubers, but we don't think of us even at this point with a lot of subscribers. Like, we're approaching 20,000 subscribers, and I guess it is successful, but it's a grind. It's like, so some of the things, it was tips, right, that they asked for, kind of thing. Like, we've committed a long time ago to put out a video every week on the same day, and we've never missed it. And if we did, it would come out late that day. It might have been because we were on a flight or something like that. So that's one. Be consistent. Just think about it in the way you're going to watch your favorite show. Let's say it's Game of Thrones. It's very topical right now. Oh my God, did you see the last episode? So, but essentially, if you're told that Game of Thrones is coming on a Sunday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, and then it doesn't, well, people might fall out of love with it, a little bit. I doubt they would for that show, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
consistency is a big one.
Consistency is one of the biggest. And then the big thing is try to tell a story in your content. And this is something that took us a while to figure out how to do. And it's something we will probably do a video on at some point.
Yeah, and it's something you learn. I don't think it's something you can just figure out overnight. Like, it's something you learn as you go, basically.
We're still learning as we go, guys. Like, how to edit, how we want to frame up scenes, and don't get me wrong, most of the time we just put the camera on each other and talk, but we usually have a few things we want to do, at least while we're filming the videos.
Yeah, we no longer just go out and like, let's see what happens today.
No.
Like, we definitely have a plan.
We have a plan, but everything that happens in the middle of the plan, or of the places we want to visit within, let's say a city or something like that, that's just all how it goes.
Yeah.
So, but there's an overarching story. Usually, if you watch our videos, we talk about what we're going to do at the start of a day, and at the end of it, we kind of recap the day almost in every video. So it's stuff like that. I think that's been helping us. I don't know if we don't have the key to success, but I would say if you're into YouTube, keep doing it.
And I would also say keep reminding people to subscribe, to like, to, we always have a hard time remembering that one, but in every video you should try to remind people of that, because they actually do it when you ask them to. All right, next question comes from Facebook. It's a long one. When I retire in a few years, I often think about moving out of the US. Has there been one place that either of you have visited and said to yourself, man, we should move here? Did you ever find a place that was affordable, safe, clean, great weather, and wonderful people? I often romanticize about living in Sicily, but when you guys visited Crete, it struck a chord with me.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, and if you give us a couple glasses of wine, we often say we want to live here. So, but there's factors you have to think about. So if you're retiring or if you're traveling the way we do, you want to make sure you can't do that in really expensive places. So we wanted to go to some islands next to Puerto Rico. Our plan originally was to go to those islands and be there for like a month or something.
Like the British Virgin Islands and those kind of places, they're way too expensive.
So now if you're on a vacation and you go there for your actual like 1 or 2 weeks of vacation of the year, and you're there, you're going to say you want to live there. But specifically for us, and probably what a person that's retiring and is thinking about, you want to find a place that is affordable, that is beautiful, has culture, good food,
good wine,
nice people, right? And so there are some places that have Portugal is a place that has stood out, and we've been to 40 plus countries. Portugal for sure, especially the south of Portugal if you want some nice weather. That is one.
Yeah.
Croatia for sure. Poland, that might be a shocker. Bali. Indonesia, there's probably way more than that, but Bali, Asia, but that's a little far. So if you're retiring, that might be a bit of too much of a culture shock. Yep. But Portugal is not very far, like that. If you're at least this question, I believe she's in the U.S.
U.S. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But that's one in Mexico. Mexico is super high on our list, and there are some others like Argentina is a place that's affordable, but it's far, so it's.
And Crete we loved Crete.
Yeah. Crete was great, so Crete is one, but it's a little bit far as well. But Greece overall wasn't too expensive.
No.
A little more than the rest that we just mentioned, but not too.
Yeah, we did love it.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Facebook. I know you often arrange your trips based on what flight deals you can get, but how do you look up and arrange your flights and find good deals at short notice? So we sort of talked about it,
we did.
A little bit, but we use a lot of different websites like Skyscanner. Kiwi's a really good one. Kayak. So we're I'm often on like all 3 or 4 or 5 at once looking at different flights, Google Flights, that kind of thing. So we're just kind of always like, I'm also on some like Facebook notifications. There's one here in Canada I won't even mention because doesn't apply to most of you. But yeah, you can find some really good sites that'll send you notifications when there's a really good price.
Basically, we're just always keeping our ears out, but Skyscanner's probably the big one.
Next question, travel can be expensive. How do you plan your trips? Do you save for a year and then travel, or are you sponsored? We kind of
tackled the first part, but we plan it out pretty much based on the flight prices, like we said. So we won't keep going on that. But we're not sponsored.
We've done some.
We've done sponsorships, but I think people get sponsors confusing. Like we're not. There probably are people that are sponsored to be taken on a whole trip. Maybe if you're working with an airline, or like we've worked with some people in the past where it kind of was, and we took us down to a resort. But we don't have like this.
And some locations too.
Yeah, we don't have this ongoing sponsor that takes us. Like we do this all ourselves.
I wish. If someone wants to sponsor us and
guys,
fly us around the world, feel free. From Twitter, how do you handle your blogging and your jobs when you travel to a place with poor internet?
I cry.
Yeah.
No, I almost do. No, I'm sure a lot of us, any other vloggers watching this or people that work for themselves, the first thing we do, and we usually ask people to do speed tests up front, and we've done that, and they didn't. Sometimes we went into a place and didn't work out.
So generally with Airbnb, we have really, really, really good luck. We have very few horror stories. We don't even have any horror stories. But our worst experience was kind of recently. We asked somebody to do a speed test. It was not too bad. We got there and she had like an outer building that we were staying in. She'd done the speed test in her house and the internet didn't actually reach the outer building. So we actually had to switch places. We had to get in contact with Airbnb. It was very confusing.
Yeah, we didn't have anywhere to go. It was pretty complicated. So it's a big thing. It's very top of mind for us. It's one of the most top of mind things for us when we're booking places. Most times it works out, but we've been in situations where it hasn't.
In Canada, we have very expensive roaming fee plans, but we do it when we have to, and we also sometimes try to get a little like Wi-Fi box kind of thing. There's a few different carriers that you can go with. So we try to do that, so we at least have some sort of
It's tricky.
Final question, really good question. It came from Instagram. Why should people travel more, and why should they travel less? Wow, that's such a big question.
Less. I don't know if I can answer travel less. Why you should travel more? I mean, I guess anybody watching this video is probably someone that wants to travel more because they've probably have taken a few trips and now they've maybe caught the travel bug and they want to see more of the world. And that's, to us, it's like one of our favorite things is just to go out and experience culture, live like the locals, wake up and not know what we're gonna do that day. That's like our favorite thing. Like, right? Where are we gonna
Not knowing what's around the corner, it's the spontaneity of it, something we love. And I just feel like traveling for anybody, it opens your eyes up to different cultures, to different people. You start to realize that the world isn't that big of a place and everyone is generally pretty similar. They all have their needs.
People are very nice
everywhere you go. Why should they travel less? The only reason I can really think of is we're gonna go into like the environmental issue of traveling. I mean, there are certain places that get overrun with tourists, and then that we've seen from places being shut down.
Maybe you're those people
just being conscious about that kind of thing.
Sometimes people come back from a trip and they're just very happy to be back in their own bed and around their own stuff. And I get that. Like we were never quite like that, but I get when people say that. But if that's like what you're thinking about when you're on your trip, like maybe you shouldn't travel as much as you think. And I doubt they're thinking that, because we know a lot of people that think that way. When they're on a trip and they're like, well, I can't wait to get back to my own bed, my own stuff, and that's fine. But we're the people that like to travel more. That is for sure. I mean, obviously you guys know that.
So I think we should travel however much you're comfortable with and how much you can afford to do, and push your limits when you can and don't when you shouldn't.
Did we answer them all?
I think we got them all. Wow. So hopefully I didn't skip over any.
All right.
Sorry if I did.
This is if we missed anything, guys, let us know. And if you have any questions when you're watching this video later, just comment down below and we'll try to ask. You can message us on any platform. We'll probably do more Q&As in the future. But we're at the point in the video that if you got this far, this is probably the longest video we've ever filmed. So we might as well plug everything, or at least say the shtick. So basically, I am Trevor. This is Hannah. We are the Delightful Travelers. In case you didn't know and you happen to be here, like, who are these
watching this long
crazy
video.
People? But I'll tell you what really helps us out, because I know you guys watching at this point in the video will help us out. Hit the thumbs up button. That really helps spread the word about our videos on every one. So make sure you do that. Leave us a comment, because that's really cool. We get to see who's watching. We don't know who's watching. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed, believe it or not, like a lot of viewers are not subscribed to watch us. So hit the subscribe button.
And the notification bell, because subscribe is one thing, but notification bell actually tells you when our videos come out. So that's really, really important.
So guys, that's it for today, but we'll do another Q&A in the future. But for now, we'll call it here.
All right, guys, that's it.
From this sofa, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.